Chapter 15. Do not worry, you have forever. After invoking the joy of wonder and allowing yourself to express life in the way that you have, you may find it beneficial to observe and honor the presence of cycles. This fifth great principle of life states, all of life moves in cycles. There is no straight line in the universe. The line may be trillions of miles long or unfathomably longer, but everything ultimately meets itself. The movement of energy and mass around this oval creates the experience of what you would call infinity. This means you have forever to experience that which you wish to experience of who you are, individually and collectively. Everything in life moves in a swirl. Life itself is a cycle, with no start and no finish. Everything exists as it was in the beginning, is now, and ever shall be, world without end. The presence of cycles gives you the gift of eternity. Does that mean there is no reason to do anything about conditions here and now? Yes and no. There is no reason at all if you are satisfied with the way you are experiencing your life and life around you, if life accurately represents you and the highest idea you have about yourself. It's up to you. You are doing something very sacred here, something very daring, during your life upon the earth. You are defining yourself, and then recreating yourself anew, in each golden moment of now. Every act is an act of self-definition. This includes the act of doing nothing. Some statements were made earlier that I want to get back to before they are forgotten without having been fully explained. I said that when people have used the process of personal creation and thought it to be ineffective, disappointing and disheartening, it is because they were not using the attraction, which fuels the creation process, for the purpose for which it was intended. I then said that its purpose is to create a happy, peaceful, joyous life for everyone whose life you touch, and for you, in that order. Finally, I said that those last three words would change your understanding of personal creation, and it is the least discussed. Because it is discussed so little, critics of personal creation and the use of attraction have had a field day suggesting that it encourages behavior that is selfish and self-directed, self-serving and self-aggrandizing, and therefore has little to do with goodness or godliness. Yet the purpose of the attraction, and of all the greatest principles of life, is to elevate not the self, but the other, to expand not the self, but the other, to enrich not the self, but the other, for it is by so doing that the self is elevated, expanded, enriched, and experienced most fully. It is this fullest experience of the self for which the soul yearns. This is, in fact, the purpose of all life. This focus on the other is not emphasized by many contemporary teachers of personal creation, but it is the focus of every ancient spiritual master, and that is why it looks to some as if personal creation and the energy of attraction are not in concert with traditional religious teaching. There are really only two basic questions to ask in life. 1. What can I give to another? 2. What can I give to myself? It is important to never reverse the order of the questions. It's okay to ask what you can give to yourself. In fact, it's okay. Personal ambition, personal happiness, personal fulfillment, and personal spiritual development stoke the fires of desire, of yearning and achievement. They are the cornerstones of evolution. It's very natural and not all spiritually inappropriate to seek a particular outcome, or to wish for a particular experience, on a personal level, including the experience of wealth, fame, and power. These are among the gifts of life, they are among enjoyments of being human, and there is nothing wrong with them. Yet the process by which we seek to achieve them is important. Obviously, achieving these things at the expense of others is not spiritually evolved. Not so obviously, achieving these things while ignoring others, and the needs of others is the hardest way to get where you want to be going. It is the toughest path. It is the slowest, most difficult route. The energy of attraction always works fastest when we ask life's two basic questions in their original order. When the questions are kept in that order, the first question always answers the second. This aspect of personal creation is stated in another, perhaps more direct, way in the Conversations with God series books. It is these books upon which the information here is based. As some of you may know, I am the author of these texts, and they changed my entire understanding of life and how it works. They contain the mystery formula. They contain the unspoken truth. In the beginning of the CWG dialogue I was desperate to know, what does it take to make my life work? Why does my life have to be such a continuing struggle? I shouted inside my head, tell me the rules. Somebody, just tell me the rules. I'll play, I promise. Just give me the rule book. In the 9 extraordinary dialogue books that followed, God did exactly that. And in answer to the question above, God said, and I am paraphrasing here, for brevity, your life does not have to be such a continuing struggle. The problem is simple. You think your life is about you. Your life is not about you. It isn't? I asked. No, God answered. Well, then, who in the world is it about? Everyone in the world.